जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी।
गोपीजना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन।
यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन।
यमुना तीरावनचारी।
यमुना तीरा वनचारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे।
निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल।
निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल। निताय गौर हरि बोल।
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 श्रील प्रभुपाद।
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 श्रील प्रभुपाद।
जय जय गुरुदेव श्रीपाद, गुरुदेव श्रीपाद।
जय जय गुरुदेव श्रीपाद, गुरुदेव श्रीपाद।
जय गुरुवरा शिला श्रीपाद की जय, जगत गुरु
जय
शिला प्रभुपाद की जय,
जय
श्री श्री गौर निताई की जय,
जय
श्री लड्डू गोपाल की जय,
जय
श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हदेव भगवान की जय,
जय
श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव शुद्र महारानी की जय,
जय
श्री राधा माधव की जय।
जय
जय जय शिला प्रभुपाद 125th बर्थ एनिवर्सरी की जय।
जय।
ताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees,
हरे
all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga.
कृष्ण।
Maharaji, we can start the session. Hare Krishna, Maharaji, shall we proceed?
Yeah, please start, Prabhuji.
We'll go one by one. Let us start with our Srikant Prabhu. Srikant Prabhu, please.
Hare Krishna, Jai Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So, I was thinking that I would present a presentation which I did last year, but unfortunately, I'm not finding it anywhere now. So, let me speak for 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, whatever my little intelligence allows me to speak for glorifying Srila Prabhupada ji, whose personality is actually transcending any of our glories, any of our glorification. So please forgive me for, and please correct me if I make any mistakes. So whatever is coming is just coming out of heart only. So Srila Prabhupada ji is our Acharya, and Srila Prabhupada ji is Acharya in both for the devotional aspect of Krishna consciousness, as well as the scientific aspect of the preaching. But actually there is no difference, because the scientific glorification of Bhagwan is also glorification only, is devotional only. So, so Srila Prabhupada ji for me stands out as a person. If we consider him starting with a person, when a normal person sees Srila Prabhupada ji, he is definitely awestruck by the personal qualities of Srila Prabhupada ji. And if I am not wrong, many people were drawn by that personal attraction, by that aura which Srila Prabhupada ji was carrying with him. And everywhere, wherever he went, people were attracted by by Sadhu Murti, Srila Prabhupada ji. So this attraction is the key to success, because in spirituality, the attraction to a Bhagavad is is very much what is required. That's why in Srimad Bhagavatam, when Vyasadeva ji is chasing Shukdev Goswami ji when he immediately left home after having appeared, so, and he's calling Putra Putra, the trees are also calling in the party Putra Putra. So this attachment of Vyasadeva ji to his son Sukdev is not decried, is not material. This attachment is approved, because attachment for a Bhagavat is the key, is what is whatever is whatever is wanted. So therefore, yeah, thank you very much, San Prabhu. He has helped me. So therefore, many people were attracted by Srila Prabhupada's demeanor, and one of these people was our beloved Guru Maharaji, Sripad Maharaji, who was also very much attracted by the personality of Srila Prabhupada. So if we draw a comparison between Srila Prabhupada and Sripad Maharaj, so there seems to be a striking similarity, in the sense that both of them, they were initially very reluctant to meet their respective Guru Maharaji. Srila Prabhupada was also reluctant to go and meet Lion Guru Srila Saraswati Thakurji, but then his friend insisted, and then Srila Prabhupada met Saraswati Thakurji, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada, and he got initiated after a few years, and and in the very first meeting that the meeting which we have with a sadhu is a greatest moment in the entire time scale. So so Srila Saraswati Thakurji said a very important thing to our Srila Prabhupada that you are very good in English, so maybe you can think of presenting this Krishna consciousness in English to Western countries. And that was a thing that Srila Saraswati Thakurji told Srila Prabhupada in the first meeting. There was no initiation, there was no acquaintance as such, but then Hare Krishna. So and then Srila Prabhupada met, kept meeting again and again, and he did not meet so many times our Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, but then after initiation, he always kept in his heart the instruction by his Guru Maharaj, and he contemplated and deliberated and prayed to Goswamiji, Sanatan Goswamiji's Samadhi and other Krishna Radha Damodar. He kept praying to them that his Guru Maharaji has enjoined on him a very important seva, and he is completely incapable, to please help me out so that I can execute this desire of my Guru Maharaji. And then Srila Prabhupada tried. And so similar is the case with our Shripad Maharaji. He was also reluctant to meet a sadhu who was in America, but then his friend, I think Ramanand Rayaji, right? His friend insisted, and he met, and he was also attracted by the qualities of Srila Prabhupada, and then rest is the history. So Srila Prabhupada, to me, Srila Prabhupada defines a personality of great commitment and great sincerity to his Guru Maharaji, because he was asked by his disciples, Srila Prabhupada, what possibly could be the reason behind your success? So many of your God brothers also came before you, but you succeeded. So please. So Srila Prabhupada said, I would say that my sincerity to my Guru Maharaji could be is the key to success. So Srila Prabhupada is signifies sincerity to Guru Maharaji, which should never last even at the old age. In fact, as the age progresses, the body deteriorates and the mind and all this body, it fades away, but the fire of serving Guru Maharaji, it grows and grows and grows in the case of pure devotees and good devotees. So, so Srila Prabhupada represents to me such a personality. Srila Prabhupada also tells through his activities to us, all of us, that we should adopt a approach of never to stop, and never stop, never it's never late. So therefore, even at the age of almost 70, Srila Prabhupada did so much. So definitely in the case of spirituality, it is never late, but at the same time, we should not treat it as an excuse to keep postponing things. When I say never late means every time, eternally, the soul's desperation should be to serve Guru Maharaj and Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada ji signifies all of these various attributes. And I will speak Prabhupada's connection in regards to Bhakti Vedanta Institute. Srila Prabhupada was very much was having a great vision for Bhakti Vedanta Institute, a department which will which will be doing a very important and a kind of a mammoth job of preaching to the scholarly community the purpose of life, the significance of human life, and the origin, purpose, and meaning of human life, and for that matter, any life, and to establish on a scientific paradigm that life does not come from matter, but life comes from life, and the supreme life is Krishna. To present all these concepts in a very scholarly style, scientific way to these scientific mentality bearing people, because Srila Prabhupada could see that this is a word of science. People hear and follow what scientists say. So if scientists are convinced of this principle of Gaudiya philosophy, Gaudiya treatise, then rest of the population will also follow. And same vision Srila Prabhupada had when he went to Western countries, because Srila Prabhupada was not getting much success here in India actually. So Srila Prabhupada could understand it as a plan of Krishna, so he went to Western countries, and there he could amass a great following. And Srila Prabhupada brought that great following to India. Many people were really awe-struck by this phenomena. They could never imagine such Western young boys and girls and young boys. They were like dressed up as uh, brahmachari in monk dresses. Indians could not imagine that they were seeing such a miracle. And that also kind of drew attention of many towards this towards Srila Prabhupada ji. And so then rest is a history. Now we are seeing that this movement is increasing, as it was prophesied by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by Nityanand Prabhu, by Bhakti Vinod Thakur ji, that in every village, every street, and every corner of this earth, Harinam will be chanted everywhere. And so Srila Prabhupada ji came and he got it materialized. So we owe so much to Srila Prabhupada ji that this former word "o" is something which I guess we should not use. We don't owe to Vaishnavas. We kind of are obliged, and it's our constitutional position to serve Vaishnavas and what Vaishnavas want. Srila Prabhupada ji has a very big dream from all of us, and Sripad Maharaj ji has also got a very big dream from all of us. So it's time to stand, to restand, to resurrect our position and do something for the pleasure of Sripad Maharaj ji and Srila Prabhupada ji. At last, our Sanatan Prabhuji has mercifully shared with me some important dates. I like to speak about some of those dates which are important for 5 more minutes. So Srila Prabhupada was born, or Srila Prabhupada appeared in 1896 In 1922, he met his spiritual master. In 1932, he received initiation. And in 1939, he was bestowed the title Bhaktivedanta. These are very, very important dates. Then Srila Prabhupada started Back to Godhead magazine in 1944. So I'm not only telling the dates, I'm also telling the important milestones. Srila Prabhupada started League of Devotees in Jhansi in 1953. And he moved to Vrindavan, and Srila Prabhupada received sannyas initiation in 1959. The very first book by Srila Prabhupada, can anyone guess? That book is Easy Journey to Other Planets. That was published in 1960, even before his voyage to America. 1965 is another important year because it is in this year that Srila Prabhupada started for America on Jalduta. And so it reminds me that last year was a very important day because Srila Prabhupada's appearance day, Nandotsav, and the very date when Srila Prabhupada started for America, they were the same date. So it seems Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada celebrated Janmashtami in Jalduta. I remember that. In 1966, Srila Prabhupada incorporated ISKCON. Then 1967, the very first Rath Yatra in SFO US. So the very first temple of Radha Krishna was established in Los Angeles. In 1970, Srila Prabhupada established PBT. And the very first temple in India was in 1971. So here it is written in Kolkata. However, many people say it is in Hyderabad. So devotees later may clarify. 1974, Srila Prabhupada published Chaitanya Charitamrit in 17 volumes. In 1975, Srila Prabhupada conducted grand opening of temple in Vrindavan. And in 1977, Srila Prabhupada departed from this world. So the huge accomplishments, the this unhumanly or rather superhumanly accomplishments by Srila Prabhupada are amazing. I would just read few of them. Between 1968 and 1977, Srila Prabhupada dictated a total of 22,000 pages of text. He translated and wrote purports to around 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. Reading one verse with purport daily would take the reader 49.31 years to complete. He translated and wrote the purports to the 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. He translated and wrote the purports to the 17 volumes of Chaitanya Charitamrit in total 2,170 pages or 11,555 verses. He also wrote teachings of Lord Chaitanya, Nectar of Devotion, teachings of Lord Kapil Dev, Sri Ishopanishad, and many, many other books. He created Back to Godhead magazine, which was monthly distributed in 1 million copies. Sometimes I dream of this number for our magazine Tattva Jigyasa also, and I am pretty sure we'll achieve it. He wrote 7,000 letters to his disciples, which was published in 5 volumes of books. And Srila Prabhupada gave numerous lectures on Srimad Bhagavatam, which have been compiled in 11 volumes of books. So many. The lectures on Bhagavad Gita, they have been compiled in 7 volumes of books. And conversations, they have been compiled in 42 volumes of books. So Srila Prabhupada's whole life is like each and every moment is something which is worth compiling. He produced innumerable recordings. He established 108 temples, which was, by the way, also prophesied when he took birth, and an astrologer came and he said that this boy, this child will establish 108 temples in his ripened age. He traveled around the world 14 times, and he changed lives of at least 10,000 people who became his initiating disciples. And all of this Srila Prabhupada did it only 11 years in the age between 70 to 80, 11 or so. So his divine grace, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. Thank you very much. Now, Sanatan Prabhuji, you can invite others.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you. Yes, Govind Maharaj, please.
Can I listen rather?
Yes, Maharaj, but
I may join little later.
respect Maharaj, please.
Very beautiful. Srikant Prabhu.
Haribol Prabhuji, did you ask me?
Yes, Maharaj.
Oh, it was asking to unmute. Okay. Hare Krishna. Is my voice is coming from the headset?
Yes.
Yes, Maharaj, it's clear.
Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Swarupa Damodara Swamiriti Namine Nama Sadbhakta Manaye Manipurudbhavaya Cha Prabhupada Lasadvani Prachara Niratayate Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Patyachya Deshatarine Jai Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. So just a minute. Yeah, so thank you for joining this wonderful occasion to remember Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada 125th birthday anniversary. So Srila Prabhupada is has become part of our life. Is has become undeniable part of our life. Whatever we read, Srila Prabhupada purports, Srila Prabhupada books. So he's a ambassador of Vedic culture to the modern world, including India. If not for Srila Prabhupada, many Indians like me would be wandering without clue about the purpose of life. Though we are spiritual, though we are religious, theistic, and visit temples, observe religious festivals, but still missing the real thing. So that is the greatest wonder. Even the people living in the Vedic civilization, supposed to be Vedic civilization and the Vedic civilization, still have no clue what is the purpose of life, and there is no proper clear guidance, light to the civilization. And Srila Prabhupada rose in the origin as a sun and moon for this dark age. What he did was amazing, amazing. I mean, it's a wonderful thing. I mean, it inspires awe, reverence, devotion, love, surrender. If we actually meditate on what Srila Prabhupada has done, if we truly meditate what Srila Prabhupada has done, what he has given us, what he has sacrificed, it will inspire complete dedication. So, complete dedication and surrender is only proper reciprocation of what Srila Prabhupada did at the advanced age. To reciprocate Srila Prabhupada love to all of us, all the beings. It invokes surrender. Surrender is surrender to Krishna, the mission of Prabhupada and Srila Sripad. It comes from the heart. It is not an intellectual thing. It is a thing from the heart. And if you carefully meditate on the lives of our acharyas, previous acharyas, especially Srila Prabhupada, if a non-devotee reads religious non-devotee, if a religious non-devotee reads Srila Prabhupada's life, he will become spiritual devotee. That is the power of his life. Bhagavatam. So, in my life, Srila Prabhupada was instrumental in dedicating my life to Prabhupada. Or in times, difficult times, when I was thinking of giving up on Krishna consciousness, his life has told that before the sacrifice of Srila Prabhupada, the so-called love affection of this world appeared to be a drop in front of the ocean of mercy and love of Srila Prabhupada. That actually bound me personally because Krishna consciousness it's easy, but also not very easy. It depends on the person who is practicing and how it is presented and how it is taken. So many factors are there. But if somebody happens to read Srila Prabhupada's life, his love for his spiritual master, his love for the fallen souls like us, one will never leave devotional service for anything of this world. So what Prabhupada did is a wonder. I mean, the most wonderful thing is to transform the character of a person. There is no other wonder. The most difficult thing is to change oneself. So therefore, Mahatma Gandhi told Be the change you wish to see in the world. So that changing oneself is so difficult. But Srila Prabhupada was able to change our hearts, transform our hearts. So last night, slept very late. I mean, at the midnight, but got up at 4 o'clock, maybe because of fasting, or also a little bit of restlessness that this 125th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada, we are not doing anything to honor Srila Prabhupada yesterday. So because somehow this 125th is skipped from our mind. So some little restlessness is also there. So when I woke up at 4 o'clock, generally it takes longer to take rest. So when I woke up with the idea that wonders of Srila Prabhupada, to present on, to speak on wonders of Srila Prabhupada. So I was working from 4 to till this class time, trying to put whatever I can. And it appears that I found presentation last by Srila, not Srila Srikant Prabhuji. Why not? So the short presentation, just some pictures and remembering Srila Prabhupada, a tribute to Srila Prabhupada on his 125th year. And also only one event which we have in this coming year is ASSQ. So yesterday we got this idea, we will we will organize this ASSQ as a tribute to Srila Prabhupada on the Vyas Puja of Guru Maharaj. So it is online seminar, online conference, because already 3 years we are just doing in a minimum, but we'll see what we can do as an offering to Srila Prabhupada. So wonders of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is a wonder personification. Everyone is stuck with wonder, from ordinary being to the greatest scholar. So books are definitely the greatest wonder of Srila Prabhupada. No less than Encyclopedia Britannica. It remarks, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada astonished academic and literary communities worldwide by writing and publishing 52 books on the ancient Vedic culture. So in a short period of time, Srila Prabhupada wrote so many books. So these books include many volumes, big books, small books, and it is the greatest wonder, and they transformed the lives of people. So this is books are the greatest wonder, which are his presentation of Vedic culture to the modern world. Srila Prabhupada is very, very knowledgeable about what is going in the minds of the people and what is taking away the people. So we see all kinds of things like easy journey to other planets, when the people are trying to send rockets into the space. So many things in that way. Birth and death, beyond the death, like coming from the reincarnation. So these books are a wonder. And it's more wonder that they are translated into many languages. This is a old figure, but now it could be a little more. They're translated into 87, 90, maybe coming close to 100 now. So very few others enjoy such a great audience. It shows the divine nature and the message, which is pure and all pervading, like the Supreme Lord himself. And Bhagavad Gita is the wonder among the books. This is the most distributed Gita rendition and is the most translated Gita. So how many millions of books might have been distributed all over the world? Dr. Elvin H. Powell, professor of sociology from State University of New York, he remarks, if truth is what works, as Pierce and the pragmatists insist, there must be a kind of truth in the Bhagavad Gita as it is, since those who follow its teachings display a joyous serenity, usually missing in the bleak and strident lives of contemporary people. So this is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita as it is. Bhagavad Gita is there from time immemorial. Bhagavad Gita is there. So many translations are there. So many bona fide translations are also there. But the Bhagavad Gita of Srila Prabhupada is very unique in the sense that it brings us joyous serenity, usually missing in the bleak and strident lives of contemporary people. So that's how Srila Prabhupada is the ambassador of Vedic culture to the modern age. It brings joy and happiness to, in spite of, irrespective of what very miserable condition a person is. A Sanskrit professor, Samuel D. Atkins from Princeton University, I am almost impressed with A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada's scholarly and authoritative edition of Bhagavad Gita. It is a most valuable work for the scholars as well as the layman and is of great utility as a reference book as well as textbook. I promptly recommend this edition to my students. It is a beautifully done book. So here is a professor of Sanskrit who is recommending this book to his students and as a textbook. So authenticity of translation. Yeah, some people they criticize Prabhupada for his translation because they don't know the true message of Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna is talking about. They only know about Sanskrit and mostly motivated by their own interest. But this is the Bhagavad Gita where Krishna's interest in speaking Bhagavad Gita is presented as it is. And a great Sanskrit professor finds it a valuable textbook. And the wonderful Bhaktivedanta purports. Bhaktivedanta purports are a wonder. Whenever you read purports of the difficult slokas, intimidating slokas, you feel how could such a wonderful purport could be written. Only Srila Prabhupada could write this purport. And an example you can see in the first canto, 5th chapter, 22nd sloka. Idam hi pumsas tapasa sutasya svistasya suktasya cha buddhidattayo avichitur ardha kavibhi nirupito yad uttama sloka gunanu varnanam. The purport that Srila Prabhupada gave to that sloka, it blows away the mind if we really meditate on that. And Srila Prabhupada concludes, scientific knowledge engaged in the service of the Lord is factually Hari Kirtana. It needs true vision, it needs true conviction, and it needs true being grounded in divinity to really see the science which many people often criticize. Science is also useful and it can be a kirtana. Srila Prabhupada only criticized the scientists who misuse the science to deny religion. Science doesn't deny religion, but some scientists deny religion. So Srila Prabhupada did not deny science, nor the scientists, but only those who deny Atma and Paramatma based on scientific theories, which is not true. So therefore, his purports are a wonder. And we see it in daily Bhagavatam class, his purports. We are daily immunization. His purports are daily immunization. And this wonder, everyone can see, transforming hippies to happies. Those who are lost in the modern anomalies, happiness anomalies. They are called happiness, but it is the greatest suffering and greatest degradation and destroys life. These drugs, so many unwanted things. So people are becoming miserable in the name of happiness and lost sense of the outside world or the decency. What is right, what is wrong. And Srila Prabhupada was able to transform them to happies. He is able to transform us. So the modern civilization, if one is not spiritual, is more or less a kind of a hippie or a hippie in the making. So Srila Prabhupada has saved me from being a hippie. We are almost there. So that is a great wonder how he could transform them. It is a great shock how these American boys could give up non-vegetarian, how they can give up smoking, drinking, drugs, illicit sex, and yet appear so joyful. This is a one of the greatest wonders of Srila Prabhupada. It is the greatest shock wonder actually. And the another wonder is how he is traveled to America at the age of 67 with 2 heart attacks, with no money. Only money he has is Krishna and the instructions of his Guru. And how he survived the storms and how the ship is personally taken over by Krishna. Right? Srila Prabhupada sees in the dream, Krishna is personally rowing the ship with all his avatars. And in the morning, it is there no storm. So it is a great wonder, the kind of missionary. Srila Prabhupada is a missionary until the last day of his appearance here. I'm always a fighter. I prefer to die while preaching. It's a glorious death. So there is no retiring into the dham for Srila Prabhupada. And the time 67, people are almost 67 means preparing to die or almost dead, just waiting for invalid and trying to waiting for the death. But at that age, Srila Prabhupada has gone, traversed in the ship, and ship owner was doubtful. Swamiji, will you reach the other shore? It is doubtful. I mean, it is very risky to travel. So he went with a trunk of books, and what he did is a miracle. So his journey itself is a miracle. And another thing which is struck me as a wonder is that Prabhupada, how he walked out from his home. Right? Srila Prabhupada's wife was not so cooperative to the Krishna consciousness. And she has traded his manuscripts for buying some tea. When Srila Prabhupada came back from the street, came back to the home, when he came to know, he just walked out of the home and never went back. So this is a wonder to just walk out like that from home. It requires great spiritual realization to whom we belong really. So it is a wonder how somebody can just walk out from wife who is serving and the home, which is a place for all comforts and promises. It is a wonder. He just walked out. But he walked into 108 temples of his own. He built 108 temples. The most beautiful temple is coming up in the Mayapur. And as a realization of the prophecy of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Adbhut Mandir. So the servants of Srila Prabhupada are also a great wonder. They are keeping Srila Prabhupada's wonders continue. So he established 108 temples as professor in his childhood. It is a great, great wonder. So this is what we can see, what a person at the age of 67 can do. Not retiring in the temple, but create the temples for transformation of humanity. And then Prajajak Acharya, we just heard from Srila Srikant Prabhuji. Excuse me, Prabhuji. Today is Srila Prabhupada. So, well, Srila will come. So, he traveled, how he traveled at that age 67. If you meditate, we don't like to retire in comfort, at least at this age. This is the age Srila Prabhupada 67 to 77. Traveled 14 times, right? That's what we heard from Srikant Prabhuji. He circumambulated the earth 14 times. And flight looks very nice from outside, but inside is very difficult to travel. 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 hour is okay. More than 1 hour, it becomes very uncomfortable. And you have to travel for 10 hours. It is like hell in the air. Not so easy, especially old. If you are old, it is flight travel is so many complications, pressure, oxygen, so many things are there. And road and cars, trains, what Prabhupada has not done in Vrindavan, in Delhi, distributing the back to Godhead. So back to Godhead is another wonder which I missed to put it. Still today is going on, and he distributed, he single-handedly wrote, edited, composed, typewritten by somebody, printed, distributed, shop to shop, door to door. So that is what Srila Prabhupada is after everybody retires. So another wonder is the origin of life. Is life. Life comes from life. Life comes from life. So there is a lot of debates about origin of life, but Srila Prabhupada concluded, gave his thesis, life comes from life. It doesn't come from chemicals. So we all know about it. This is a great wonder that devotees were stuck with this thesis. Life comes from life. And then the world also. And the another wonder is the Ratha Yatras. Ratha Yatras, they go international. Before it used to be only in India, and he used to do in his childhood also. But now the Ratha Yatra is celebrated in so many countries, and it is a sight to watch and see the joy of Srila Prabhupada when he has started Ratha Yatra. So much joy that he was a humble instrument in for the vision of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is the joy one can get even at the age of 70. This is the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, teaching by example that this Rath Yatra is a wonder. Rath Yatras outside India, so many Rath Yatras are going on. Almost 108 temples means 108 minimum going on Rath Yatras. Okay, this is sorry, it came, life comes from life. And another miracle or it's a wonder is the Bhaktivedanta Institute. The emphasis that Srila Prabhupada gave to Bhaktivedanta Institute is amazing. That we shall spare nothing to see this party's success. Yeah, it's already mentioned about the importance of science. Science is an instrument. By itself is neither good nor bad. It is an instrument. It depends on how the person who is handling the instrument uses it. And it is the most powerful instrument. So Srila Prabhupada established Bhaktivedanta Institute and formalized it. And the purpose is to make the people understand the distinction of human life, especially educated people. It appears to be knowledge is nice to waste our life in. Scholarly work or scientific work is a good thing to waste one's life. But that is not the purpose of life, to waste our life just in the scholarship or in academics. They have a purpose. Their purpose is to attain the distinction of human life. So Bhaktivedanta Institute established to explain through science, through arts, through economics, through physics, chemistry, music, performing arts, all departments of knowledge, to explain the distinction of human life and to use the same departments of knowledge to attain the distinction of life. See, it's a double-edged sword. Use the same departments to explain, also use the same departments as a means to attain it. So the departments of knowledge, departments as a means of knowledge as well as means to attain the distinction of human life. And of all the wonders, this is a wonder gift of Srila Prabhupada, His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, a scientist whom he was looking for in the West, a born Vaishnava and a trained scientist and a blessed child of Srila Prabhupada. So this is a wonderful gift to all of us, especially to, not only to us, to the world, especially to academic community. As our Ernst has remarked, Dr. T.D. Singh represents to me a role model, how academics should think and behave, how everyone should think and behave. So he is the wonder gift. And with the Bhaktivedanta Institute and Dr. T.D. Singh, that is Srila Prabhupada's future. So Srila Prabhupada said, next phase is yours. So we have seen Srila Sripada has done wonders in the scientific world, meeting so many Nobel laureates. So wonders of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Sripada, they have done the wonders. So we should continue these wonders. We should not let them fail. So it depends on doing some wonder in our life. And a history miracle is the greatest historian, Neil Basham. He states it very nicely. Here, for the first time since the days of Roman Empire, is a new Asian religion. That is to say, as Asian religion new to the Western world, being practiced by the people of the Western race and Judeo-Christian background. It arose of nothing in less than 20 years and had become known all over the West. This, I feel, is a sign of the times and an important fact in the history of the Western world. So it is a wonder how they took up this Krishna consciousness, the Vedic wisdom, Vedic practice. So the history miracle. What Srila Prabhupada has done is a history miracle. Any historians reads what Srila Prabhupada has done, they recognize is a history miracle, history wonder. So when we look at the wonders of Srila Prabhupada, the wonders of the world are no match to wonders of Srila Prabhupada, and they hardly appear to be a wonder to me. And we meditate on the wonders of Srila Prabhupada. So we are blessed with Srila Prabhupada, the wonder of the wonders. And we are his grandchildren, most of us, and his wonders are in our hands. So we should raise up to the occasion. And that is a real tribute to Srila Prabhupada. And we seek Srila Prabhupada's guidance, blessings, inspirations upon all of us. And he will forever remain in our hearts. And we pray so. He remain in our hearts and rule our hearts. Thank you all for your attention. Srila Prabhupada Ayurbhav Mahotsav ki.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you for your offering. Yes, now we request His Holiness Vatsara Rajendra Kumar Swami Maharaj ji, Maharaj ji is in good health. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj ji. Okay. Hare Krishna. Then,
Hare Krishna.
yes, Prabhuji.
I think Maharaj is there. Yeah.
Maharaj is here maybe for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Please come.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shriyate Bhakti Srodamudra Swamite Namane Namaskar Bhakti Vinaya Mani Pradhavaya Cha Shri Prabhupada Sadvani Chanayate. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. I was seeing Maharaj's presentation. It is very nice. It is very nicely covering wonders of Srila Prabhupada, his achievements, his unparalleled help to humanity, service to humanity, service to the Lord, beyond comprehension. for small people like us. Well, as I look into yeah, Prabhupada's works, his life, uh, his contributions, uh, three three thoughts come to my mind. Three three sciences. One is science of sincerity. So the sincerity which he depicts, the dedication, the sincerity depicts to carry out the wishes of his master are unparalleled. And he goes to so much extent so that sincerity is visible, unlimitedly visible. Actually, it is there in our Guru Maharaj, in our all the acharyas, previous acharyas. But today we are recalling Srila Prabhupada. So the science of sincerity is a amazingly visible, tolerating all the odds from internal to external, uh, and sincere about the somehow to carry out the desires. So one can see practically the science of sincerity. The same thing we saw in our own personally, in our own eyes with Shripad Maharaj. And second is the science of empowerment. Uh, Science of empowerment means when when living entity, when somebody is very sincere, very committed, then Lord empowers. He makes him do wonders. Actually, living entity is very small, very small. But when he is empowered, energy, the power, the Shakti comes from the Lord. So a small living entity can do amazing things which is difficult to comprehend. Like Brahmaji, our universe in charge, is a living entity, right, in generally. But he does such a majestic works. How? Just by the empowerment of the Lord. So sincerity is necessary, but then next we need empowerment. Lord chooses, Lord selects. Uh, so this science of empowerment is a big science. Big science. Like our Shripad Maharaj is empowered uh, to spread Lord's glories in the academia, especially. So, so this empowerment. So when one is very sincere, very dedicated, then he gets empowered by his Guru. And then one gets empowered for a specific task, specific area, a specific work. Like Shakti is like Shakti Avesh type. So like that, so this is visible. You can see. An ordinary human being, it is not possible. For normal people, without empowerment, it's not possible. And thirdly, the third science is science of action. He is doing it practically. It is not philosophy, not just theory, action. He is acting on it. Distributing the BTG magazine, right? Bringing out himself, going for printer uh, himself, collecting Lakshmi, distributing at the all the odds of the internal external. So much difficulties in the body. Who can know? Only he knows. We may say, but experience only he has. How much difficulties. So one can see the level of our acharyas, our guru. So the action, that's why action is required. Without action, philosophy has no meaning. It is incomplete. So we can learn, we can. So that similarly, like our Sripad Maharaj has given Tattva Jigyasa magazine, Savigyanam journal for academia. These are like BTG for the academic world. And similarly, so many activities, conferences, seminars, all those. So the action speaks 1,000 words, they say. So Prabhupada, not only sincere, not only empowered, then there is action there. So we can learn that on this day, remembering him, that we are empowered by our Guru, our Master, to do action, to do these things. And if our acharyas can do millions, we can at least do 1, 2, 3, very small, but we will do. Definitely will do. This much I can share. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Sanatan Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
We have our Madan Manohar Prabhuji. I will invite him now to glorify Srila Prabhupada.
हरे कृष्ण जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज श्री श्रीपाद की जय ओम विश्वदाय कृष्ण विष्णाय बुद्धले श्रीमते भक्ति स्वरूप दामोदर स्वामी नित्य नाम नमः सद्भक्तमने मणिपुरुद्भवाय च प्रभुपाद लसत्वानि प्रचार निरताय नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण विष्णाय बुद्धले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नित्य नाम नमस्ते सरस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवाद पाश्चाता देशता So, we are in Bangalore. We came for the Janmashtami program. We had a very wonderful program here. And all because of Prabhupada's and Guru Maharaj's mercy. So every year all the devotees, they glorify Prabhupada. And in our Sampradaya, this Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, we say so many prominent Acharya, like we say Madhvacharya is very prominent. But for all of us, like Prabhupada is very prominent. There are so many reasons we are so much indebted to Srila Prabhupada. The first thing is for giving us Guru Maharaj, such a saintly personality. They say, the grandfather, the child, generally, the grandfather is very, how do you say, he's the grandson is more comfortable with the grandfather. But Prabhupada has given us Guru Maharaj, who's so, even though in the position of a father, Guru Maharaj is so very merciful and, and at all levels, tolerant and, forgiving and accommodating. So for this one particular reason alone, that, Prabhupada, like we feel like totally indebted to Srila Prabhupada. And then, of course, Prabhupada gave us Krishna. He made Krishna accessible to everybody, the Supreme Personality, not just to the scientists, academic people, but to everybody, anybody, women, even small children. On all levels, Prabhupada was able to accommodate people of all different mentalities and different backgrounds, and somehow, dovetail whatever little energy they had. Somehow, Prabhupada engaged them in Krishna Seva, and he made Krishna so very accessible. And this Shastra Chakshu, we say, right? Seeing through the eyes of Shastras. And stressing on this Shravanam Kirtanam specifically, you're hearing about Krishna, you see Krishna. And you see Krishna, you develop love of God. This is how the sequence works. So Prabhupada made all these facilities, these societies, practically single-handedly, traveling all over the world in that ripe old age, beyond 70. We are just 50. And yesterday is so difficult even to stand in the Abhishek and, for a long time to do. I can't imagine, like at 70, what and all a person has taken this pains to single-handedly, practically spread this movement. Prabhupada was lamenting actually in that sense that, I'm doing so much for you people, but you're not taking advantage of that. I don't know, yesterday somehow I was reading this. I'm doing so much. I'm doing all this for you, and you people, you are not taking advantage of this. But Prabhupada was so he's our Acharya. For us, Prabhupada is a topmost Acharya in the Sampradaya. He's a spiritual ambassador who presented the signs of Krishna consciousness to all over the world, preached. So he gave us devotees, he gave us Mahaprasadam, he's given us this chanting, everything related to Krishna, revealed the Dham. Whatever Prabhupada has done is like, it's inconceivable actually. Everything that Prabhupada was able to do in such a short period, over like just a little over a decade. And then, this topmost good fortune that Prabhupada was able to give us, we are totally indebted to Prabhupada for that. What I really loved about Prabhupada was this never dying spirit. Even in that age when people they throw in the towel, that Prabhupada was still able to, I'm 70, let me retire and do my bhajan in Vrindavan. Prabhupada never thought like that. He said, let me go, even in this age, let me try to do something for my Guru Maharaj, because this Guru Maharaj's instruction is there. That spirit, that is something which is very, very appealing. You're low and you're down, you don't have anything in your hand, you're practically penniless, and still, you're trying to execute your Guru's mission. This is such a very attractive quality. Always trying, trying to do something. And then this accommodating thing, spirituality, generally it accommodates everything. And Prabhupada was able to do that. The ladies were accommodated, the children were accommodated, all of them. And books, Shastra Chakshu for 10,000 years. So although he did a lifetime of preparation, but still in a very short while, because of this purity of Prabhupada's consciousness and his dedication and sincerity, like Maharaj was saying, he was able to convince so many people to take up this Krishna consciousness. A very easy and very joyous process, Krishna consciousness. So we are very blessed actually to be connected to Prabhupada through Guru Maharaj, and we are always praying to Prabhupada that kindly bless this fallen soul, so that we can do something to help in our BA mission, and somehow scientifically we are able to please Prabhupada. That will be the biggest achievement in our lives. That will be the perfection of our life. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prabhupada Vyas Puja Mahamahotsav ki. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any other devotees are there from Bangalore?
Achit Prabhu says he is ready in the chat.
Yeah, I have requested Achit Keshav. Achit Keshav Prabhu, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad. Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavad. So, Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Sarup Damodar Swami Tinamana Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishe Shunyavadi Paschadde Starine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamana Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishe Shunyavadi Paschadde Starine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaurav Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Please accept my humble obeisances to all the Maharaj and the devotees. So we are in Srila now in mountain. So before I just want to give you the darshan of Jagannath in our bus, and you can see this. You can see Sanatan Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
We did little Pushpanjali to Prabhupada, and we are here in Solan. It is in mountain, Himachal Pradesh. We brought our bus to do, and you can see the view of the mountain from our window. So weather is very nice here, and we came day before yesterday, and we did some preaching yesterday and today after the class. I'm planning to go again. Yeah, so this is the most auspicious and most happiest moment in the life of a devotee, especially the grand follower of Srila Prabhupada. And by his mercy, we got Srila Sripad Guru Maharaj in our life. Yeah. So his life, and actually in the beginning, when we came to Krishna consciousness, I'm giving my reference. So we started reading Prabhupada books, and in the Kanpur, IIT Kanpur, we were having Bhakti Vedanta Club. Every weekly we have program. So this whole concept, this was developed, and this whole thing, it is coming in the like Parampara system, the preaching system is given by Srila Prabhupada, how the common people or the academician, they can become Krishna conscious, they can know the actual purpose of human life. Otherwise, the life goes like this, even we don't know what is the actual goal. So the purpose of Srila Prabhupada to come to this world by the mercy of Mahaprabhu and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he came here to make us belong to our original place. Actually, in this situation, if you see our situation, especially the living entity who are in the conditioned life, we belong to nowhere. We fundamentally, we does not belong to here. We does not belong to this place. And till now, in our conditioned state, we have not yet been granted our original place. Because to get those mercy that we belong to our origin, we need to have some means. We need qualification. We cannot be just like casual and we can go to spirit. No, it's not possible. That's why this whole process of material creation is there, that we come to our original senses. So हिंदी में कहेंगे तो ऐसे कह सकते हैं, like a phrase that यहाँ के हैं नहीं, वहाँ के हुए नहीं. So we belong, our situation is like nothing, means like we contemplate on this point that but being a living entity, conscious being, this is our very natural that we need a place, we have relative, we have friends, we have parents. This is a very fundamental things to the living entity. But since in this material world, we just think the center point is our own sense gratification. So that's why we have lost, we are not on the track. And whenever we will be granted, it is a granted, it's not awarded, because we are not qualified to be awarded such things, because it is such a high and very exalted position. So grant means, okay, we are trying, okay, so mercy, give the mercy. So when we only qualification means only thing what the Acharya sees, that because this mercy will come through only through our spiritual master, and it is coming in the parampara, because no one else can give this mercy. So this is coming in this line, in this, it will come because in Narottam Das Thakur also sings that Arkab Nitai Chandra Karuna Have, Sansar Basnam Rakab Tucha Have. So in the translation, if you see that it is written that Nityanand Prabhu, the original spiritual master, means it will come through our spiritual master. It will not come through anyone, even in the parampara. So this Prabhupada came and he did this, made this whole system, and he established ISKCON, Bhaktivedanta Book Trust and Bhaktivedanta Institute to make us such fallen conditions so that we can get this opportunity and try to make some effort to come to make to get our to be qualified or to be engaged in such activity which can make us free eternally from this conditioned life, miserable life. Otherwise, because if we don't know, even if we don't know what is the actual goal of life, problem is even after knowing we don't try to many because we do preaching. So even if you, but at least gradually, because Krishna does not interfere in the desire of so much, he gives the opportunity, but actually this try to satisfy so desire of the living entity. So we get the opportunity, and by his books and his activity, we feel so much inspired, so feel the impetus to go forward. And how he did from in the beginning, he prepared himself. It's not just he jumped into the Jaladuta and he prepared the whole life. He wrote so many books and he prepared. And then, so this preparation is required. It's not that we have to stay up to 60 years in the home and then go. No, it's not like that. But I mean to say, any activity is required a preparation. So even when we are preaching, we required when we are going, and so what we are going to speak to, so what we are going to present, what kind of program we are going to. So it requires every moment. So that is the engagement of our mind, of ourself. So this Srila Prabhupada, he showed us that preaching is not just to go and speak. We have to prepare. We have to prepare. We have to be convinced ourselves. Then only we can go forward in our spiritual life. And it requires a lot of mercy from our Vaishnavas, devotees, senior devotees, Acharyas, and Parampara, and ultimately Mahaprabhu to be engaged in his service. So we should try to take this very, very seriously, especially Prabhupada established Bhaktivedanta Institute, the most unique concept which no one knows how we can present the our Vedic scripture, our spiritual scripture in a scientific way. And this, then again, Guru Maharaj came and this gave this concept of synthesis of science and religion. Guru Maharaj is the pioneer of giving this concept in the whole world. Before Guru Maharaj, no one knows how to combine. So, but actually in the Vedic life, it's like material science is required to maintain this body, but at the same time, spiritual science is required to to know the actual, to grow ourselves in the spiritual life. So this synthesis is required in everyone's life. We have to balance our life, and practically Prabhupada demonstrated how we can, even being either we are working and in the whatever, or we are a full-time devotee, or we have all the facility to engage ourselves fully. And he created those facility and practically showed how we can do it, and how there is no problem, there is no dearth of facility for the devotees. But only thing we have to be convinced, and there will be some difficulties, so we have to tolerate that, because otherwise we will not be, conviction will not come in the mind, because it is shown, because for pure devotees they are on that platform, that, but because some difficult we run away. No, this is not. Some life, material life is full of in a spiritual life. So this conviction has to be there in the mind, that my life is for my spiritual master, and we should pray to Krishna that please keep me eternally engaged in his service. That is the ultimate goal and the ultimate spiritual gift that we can get, that we can serve Guru Maharaj. We can serve Prabhupada through Guru Maharaj. Then only. We cannot serve Prabhupada directly. We can only serve. So that is the medium, and so we should pray on this day to give us more energy, more enthusiasm, more dedication, more conviction to ourselves, so that we can serve them eternally. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Please accept my words. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes. Now I request His Grace Pitambar Prabhu to speak few words. Pitambar Prabhuji, please. Hare Krishna, Pitambar Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्णा। हाँ
हाँ प्रभु।
मैं छोटा सा भजन गाऊंगा। हरे कृष्णा। साई भक्त लोग धन्यवाद प्रणाम पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। ओए वैष्णव ठाकुर दयार सागर हे दास करुणा करी। ओए वैष्णव ठाकुर दयार सागर दिया पद छाया सदये आमारे तोमार चरण धरी। दिया पद छाया ओए वैष्णव ठाकुर दयार सागर हे दास करुणा करी। ओए वैष्णव ठाकुर दयार सागर छाया वेगदमे छाया दुसासदे छाया गुणाते हदासे। छाया गुणाते छाया सता संग देह आमारे वसिष्ठ संगे रहासे। छाया सता संग एकाकी आमारा नहीं पाया बोलो हरि नाम संकीर्तन। एकाकी हरि नाम संकीर्तन। तुम्हें कृपा करे श्रद्धा बिंदु दिया देव कृष्ण नाम धने। तुम्हें कृपा करी श्रद्धा बिंदु दिया देव कृष्ण नाम धने। कृष्ण से तुम्हार कृष्ण से पार तुम्हारे सकते आचे। कृष्ण से तुम्हारा कृष्ण से पार तुम्हारा सकते आचे। আমি তো कंगाला कृष्ण कृष्ण बोले दाई तब पाचे पाचे। আমি তো कंगाला दाई तब पाचे पाचे। ओए वैष्णव ठाकुर दयार सागर हे दास करुणा करी। ओए वैष्णव ठाकुर हे दास करुणा करी। दिया पद छाया सदये आमारे तोमार चरण धरी। छाया वेगदमे छाया दुसासदे छाया गुणाते हदासे। Jaya Begorami, Jaya Kasasari, Jaya Gunani Kadari, Jaya Sata Sangha, Devare Amare Bachite Sangha. Jaya Sata Sangha, Devare Amare Bachite Sangha. Sitati Amara, Nantaya Bala, Sitati Amara, Hari Namo Sitare. Tumi Kripa Kari, Sata Bindu Diya Deho Krishna Namo Dhani. Tumi Kripa Kari, Krishna se tomara, Krishna dite tara, tomara saraswati aate. Krishna se tomara, Amito Kangala, Krishna Krishna boli, Daito ho bate kaate. Amito Kangala, Krishna Krishna boli, Daito ho bate kaate. Oh he Vaishnava Thakura, Govinda Sagara, Nirasi Gauri. Oh he Vaishnava Thakura, Govinda Sagara, Jaya Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Oh he Vaishnava Thakur, oh he Vaishnava Thakur, hame tomara kukur, hame tomara kukur. Oh he Vaishnava Thakur, oh he Vaishnava Thakur, hame tomara kukur, hame tomara kukur. Jaya Bhakti Vedanta Swami Vaishnava Thakur, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Vaishnava Thakur, Jaya Bhakti Vedanta Swami Vaishnava Thakur. Jaya Patita Pavana Prabhupada, Patita Pavana Prabhupada. Jaya Patita Pavana Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की, शिला प्रभुपाद आविर्भाव महामहोत्सव की
जय।
जय शिला प्रभुपाद का 23 ना 123 ना
125
125 यश पूजा महामहोत्सव की
जय।
प्रभुपाद तैयार ठाकुर कृपा करते सारे भक्त लोग को, और भगवान कृपा करने के लिए ऐसे ही किसी समय भी किसी प्रकार लीला करने के लिए ऐसे भक्त रूप में आते हैं, किसी पर लीला करते हैं, तब प्रभुपाद ऐसे ही सकता वैसा बता रहे। और प्रभुपाद कृपा करके हम लोग जैसा पत्ते जो लोग को कलयुग में आए और सभी लोग को कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रचार किए और देश देश नगर नगर हर जगह में जाएगी प्रभुपाद हरि नाम को अपना गुरु जी का निर्देश को पालन कर प्रचार किए। इधर में प्रभुपाद अवतार बहुत सुंदर अवतार है। जो हम लोग को हम जो भजन करते हैं भक्ति करते हैं हम लोग कुछ कुछ नियम पालन करने से हमारा भक्ति में हम लोग ज्यादा दृढ़ हो सकते हैं। इधर बता रहे कि हम लोग अपना वेग इंद्रियों को जो छह वेग है उसको थोड़ा कंट्रोल करने के लिए बता रहे कि हम जो कुछ बोलते हैं थोड़ा कृष्ण चैतन्य के बारे में बोलना चाहिए और हमारा मन को भी हम लोग भगवान स्वयं हमेशा लगाना है। और हम लोग जो मन में कुछ कुछ चीजें आता है तो क्रोध होता है तो उसको हम लोग को त्याग करना चाहिए और हमारा जीवा को भी भगवान की सेवा में लगाना है इधर उधर बात नहीं करना है। और उधर वे को भी हम लोग क्या करते हैं ना भगवत सेवा में लगाना है भगवत प्रसाद ग्रहण करना इधर उधर कुछ काम नहीं करना और उपस्थ वे को भी हम लोग सात्विक प्रसाद ग्रहण करने से वो ऑटोमेटिक संतुष्ट हो जाता है। ऐसे है हम लोग को 6 वेगों को दमन करने के लिए बता रहे हैं। और 6 दोष भी है हम लोग जितना हमारा जरूरत है शरीर के लिए भजन के लिए जितना आवश्यक है हम लोग इतना ही ग्रहण करना और विषय के लिए जड़ विषय के लिए हम लोग इधर उधर ज्यादा प्रकल्प नहीं करना उसके लिए ज्यादा प्रयास भी नहीं करना है। और हम लोग जो भजन करते हैं गुरु का हम लोग कहते हैं प्रभुपाद को तो उस समय हम लोग को बाहर कथा ग्रामीण कथा को भी नहीं बोलना है और जितना हमारा नियम है हमारा गुरु लोग आचार्य लोग हम लोग भी उसको थोड़ा अच्छे से पालन करने के लिए कम से कम प्रयास करना चाहिए। और असत संग लोगों से जो लोग भक्ति में नहीं है ज्यादा इधर उधर बात करते उससे ज्यादा दूर रहने से हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छा है। और मन को हमेशा चंचलता नहीं करना चाहिए अपना साधन विधि को कड़ाकड़ी पालना करने के लिए होता है। और 6 गुण बता रहे हैं कि भजन में हम लोग को ज्यादा समय देना है इधर उधर से समय नहीं देना है। जब साहब मिलते हैं नाम जब करना कीर्तन करना शास्त्र अध्ययन करना ऐसे सब करने के लिए होता है। और भक्ति में हम लोग दृढ़ रखना है ना हमको ये टाइम से हम लोग सेवा करना है सब चीज सिस्टमेटिक करना है। जैसे हमारा महाराज बता रहा था बचन महाराज कि हम लोग को उससे करने से ही हम लोग भक्ति में आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। नहीं हमारे पास कोई नहीं चलो हम लोग थोड़ा रेस्ट करें नहीं हमको करना ही पड़ेगा। और भजन करने का समय हमको धैर्य रखना है उसमें तो बहुत विघ्न आएगा हर चीज प्रकार प्रॉब्लम आएगा फिर भी हम लोग धैर्य का साथ हमको भजन करना है। और भक्ति में जो अनुकूल है उनको ग्रहण करना है और वो असत संग त्याग करना है। और भक्ति में हम लोग को सदाचार पालन करना है। इधर भक्ति में और बता रहा है प्रभुपाद सदाचारी जो होता है वो वैष्णव जो सदाचारी होता है सदाचारी नहीं होता है वो कभी भी वैष्णव नहीं हो सकता है। इसलिए हम लोग वैष्णव होना आता है हमको सदाचारी बनना पड़ेगा। सदाचारी नहीं होने से हमारा जीवन में कुछ है ही नहीं ऐसे हम लोग पितला जैसा बन जाता है। तो 6 सत्संग बता रहे कि हम लोग को शुद्ध भक्तों को दान देना चाहिए। तो चारि वर्ण चारि आश्रमों के हिसाब से हम लोग जैसा है उसी प्रकार हमको जो गुरुवानुद में सेवा करते हैं गुरु का अनुरोध में तो हमको गृहस्थ लोगों को ही हो तो हम लोग गुरु का बात को सुनी उसको सेवा करने से भी गुरु महाराज उससे प्रसन्न हो जाता है। और जो गृहस्थ लोग भी उसमें कुछ देना लेना करना है तो बहुत कुछ सुंदर होता है और उससे कुछ लेना है और कुछ देना भी है। और गुरु से हमेशा हम लोग को भजन के बारे में भगवान के बारे में हमको श्रवण कीर्तन करना है भगवान का कथा कीर्तन होना है। और हम लोग को महाप्रसाद ग्रहण करना है भगवान के पास भोग लगाते हैं महाप्रसाद होता है और फिर गुरु जी के पास ऑफरिंग होता है और महा होता है और हमें लोग को वही प्रसाद को ग्रहण करना है और वो भोजन देना है और भोजन देने समय दान भी देना है। ऐसे ही जो वैष्णव होता है वैष्णव होने से हमको सदाचार से पालन करना है तो हम लोग वैष्णव हो सकते हैं और प्रभुपाद गुरु महाराज सब लोग को आश्चर्य हम लोग आशीर्वाद ग्रहण कर सकते हैं और हमारा जीवन भक्ति में होगा सत्य गुण में आएगा हम लोग सुख शांति आनंद से हमारा जीवन सफल हो। जय जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय
वैष्णव की जय निताय
जय
हरि हरि बोल वंशा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यो पतितानां पावने वैष्णवे नमः। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण। Now I request His Grace Sham Kishore Prabhu to speak few words. Prabhuji, please. And then Madhur Krishna Prabhu, please be ready. Sham Prabhu's health is not good. Even then I am asking Prabhuji to speak. Yes, Madhur Krishna Prabhuji, please. You continue, then we can move on. And after that, we'll go with Achar Charan Prabhu. Achar Charan Prabhu, आप next बात करना पड़ेगा, आप ready हो जाओ. Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Krishna. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति स्वरूप दामोदर स्वामी नामिने नमस्द भक्तमनये मणिपुरोद्भवैः प्रभुपादलसत्वानि प्रचारनिरतायते नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणे जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. Srila Prabhupada 125th appearance day celebration ki jai. So today it will be my personal offering to Srila Prabhupada because I cannot speak in general. So as an offering, as a discussion with my grandfather, spiritual grandfather, I would like to do this offering. So I was thinking what to do today, like because it has been a tradition when we were visiting the temple that every Prabhupada's appearance or disappearance day, we were asked to give our offering. And when I got connected to Srila Sripad, then it became our small group of disciples of Srila Sripad. So in between there was a large gap for various reasons. So now I thought I got an opportunity, so I should just follow that tradition, even though I have no qualification standing in glorifying Srila Prabhupada, but still I have all the rights because he is my spiritual grandfather. I avoided talking about Prabhupada and Srila Sripad, my Guru Maharaj. It's because whenever I try to talk about them, I become very emotional for some reason. Maybe I'm very weak in my mind. But today, with all the courage, I thought, let me share my thoughts with Srila Prabhupada. So to limit myself to the content and the time, I wrote it down. So I'll read it. I request all those present here to kindly bear with me for any of my offenses or mistakes, shortcomings. Srila Prabhupada, my savior, my loving spiritual grandfather, the ambassador of spiritual world, and the prediction of Lord Chaitanya, I offer my humble obeisances unto your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. Dear Prabhupada, today is the 125th anniversary of your divine appearance. And for me, it's the 30 years of my birth into your transcendental mission of the Krishna conscious movement. I am an insignificant fallen soul at the dust of your divine mercy, because of which I could get introduced to your transcendental movement and your mercy further extended in the form of my spiritual master, His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Damodar Swami, your most dear scientist disciple. On this auspicious day, I would like to take few moments of yours to talk with you, to express my heart, as you are our ever well-wisher. Dear Prabhupada, this spiritual grandson of yours is still struggling in the material world with his imperfect senses, committing mistakes, and being in illusion and cheating everyone, posing to be a devotee. I am totally under the control of passion, and the only hope in your unlimited is your unlimited mercy to engage me in your service all the time, to always keep me under the shelter of your spiritual potency. Dear Prabhupada, my spiritual master showed by his example how to serve a spiritual master by strictly following your instructions. I do want to serve my spiritual master in his mission of scientific presentation of Krishna consciousness, which is the most dearest aspect of your preaching, that is also closest to your heart. By the mercy of another grandchild of yours, His Grace Ramajay Prabhu, and by the blessings of my Guru Maharaj and your blessings, last year I had the opportunity to present the professional excellence course based on the course material prepared by His Grace Ramajay Prabhu. Currently, I am recording sessions on another module, that is personal excellence. This seva is really purifying. Also, by the mercy of my other senior God brothers, I am allowed to give Srimad Bhagavatam at least once in a month. I am trying to execute one of the instructions of my spiritual master, that is to become Yukta Vairagi. I would like to glorify you by glorifying my spiritual master, by planning to do something great for his mission, that is scientific presentation of Krishna consciousness. Dear Prabhupada, you know how clean or dirty is my heart. Please help me cleanse my heart properly by properly chanting the holy name. As you said, purity is the force. Please be merciful upon me and help me keep my heart clean so that I can get access to that force to fulfill my spiritual master's instruction. Dear Prabhupada, you have been really merciful on me by appearing in my dreams and blessing me with your association and sometimes instructing, as it happened recently 15 days back, wherein you appear in my dream and ask me to recite Bhagavad Gita Shloka 222, Vashamchi Jirnani. So I start the shloka and I struggle to complete it. And you instruct me to study the shloka. I still am unable to understand the purpose behind your divine instruction. Vashamchi Jirnani Yata Vihaya Navani Granati Naroparani Tata Sharirani Vihaya Jirnani Anyani Samyati Navani Dehi. However, please keep appearing in my dreams and giving your transcendental darshan and blessings. On this day of your auspicious appearance, I pray at your lotus feet to engage all your grandchildren in your divine mission. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada 125th anniversary celebration ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, brother. Thank you for your nice, heartfelt operation. Yeah, आचार्य चरण प्रभु जी, आप रेडी है? हरे कृष्णा.
हरे कृष्णा.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी.
अरे वो मैं क्या बोलूं, क्या नाम, शाम किशोर प्रभु है ना, उसके बाद करूँ ना, अभी करो थोड़ा बहुत, मैं क्या बोलूं आप.
आपका और समय चाहिए.
हरे कृष्णा.
हाँ, आपका और वक्त चाहिए.
नहीं नहीं, थोड़ा, मैं तो थोड़ा ही बोलूंगा, ज्यादा बोल नहीं पाऊंगा.
ठीक है प्रभु जी.
ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै. जय जय जगत गुरु श्रील श्रीपाद महाराज की जय. जगत श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय.
मैं गुरु महाराज को आज जगत गुरु का वही भाव से मैं पुकार रहा हूँ. क्यों? भगवान जो है, जो महत को भी महत कर सकते हैं, बोल से प्रभुपाद, नो डिफरेंस देन भगवान. प्रभुपाद भी जगत गुरु था, गुरु महाराज को भी जगत गुरु बनाया. इसी में मेरा समझ में क्या है, जगत गुरु मीन्स हर एक गुरु ही जगत गुरु है. सब संसार दुनिया भर प्रचार कर रहा है, लेकिन थोड़ा गुरु महाराज से थोड़ा डिफरेंस है, मैं ऐसे समझता हूँ. बाकी तो इतना मेरा आइडिया नहीं. जैसे प्रभुपाद फाउंडर आचार्य बीआई बना के जब प्रभुपाद गुरु महाराज को जो है नवर किया, गुरु महाराज को जो क्रेडिट दिया, मतलब जगत गुरु होने के लिए. जगत गुरु मेरे ख्याल से, क्योंकि जो महाप्रभु का हर एक वाणी, पृथ्वी ते जो तो नगरादि ग्राम सर्वत्र प्रचार हो गए मोर नाम, ये जो स्पिरिचुअल जो कॉन्सेप्ट है, ये प्रभुपाद ने सारे किक एंड कॉर्नर प्रचार किया है. इसी मुताबिक से वो बड़ा जगत गुरु है. उसी मुताबिक गुरु महाराज भी वो जो साइंटिफिकली जो कमेंट्री में इसे सुना हूँ, तो दुनिया में जो प्रभुपाद गुरु महाराज जी फास्ट है, गुरु महाराज जी लास्ट. क्यों? भावतम के ऊपर जो कमेंट्री, साइंटिफिकली जो कमेंट्री, वही एक श्रीपाद है. इसी हिसाब से वो भी जगत गुरु है. मैं तो जगत गुरु ही संबोधन करता हूँ हर एक समय. तो अभी ये कली ये युग है, अभी तो हर एक कलो हरि संकीर्तनाथ सब मिलजुल के करना है, लेकिन हम लोग अभी इतना मिलजुल के नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ. फिर आशा करता हूँ कि कभी करें होंगे. ऐसे जो क्यों ऐसा कुछ कुछ जो नियम है हम लोग का, क्या होता है, प्रभुपाद एक बार जब इस्कॉन का जो लॉ बुक बनाया, जीवीसी बनाया, तो लॉ बुक बनाया, तो लॉ बुक बना के दिया, तो प्रभुपाद संतुष्टि नहीं था इतना. तभी प्रभुपाद ने बोले थे, तो तमाल कृष्ण महाराज को बोले थे, मैं इसे पढ़ा हुआ हूँ. फर्स्ट रिजोल्यूशन, सेकंड रिवोल्यूशन, थर्ड डिसोल्यूशन, देन नो सॉल्यूशन. क्यों बोल रहा है? लॉ बुक शुड बी कनेक्ट another law book, that is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. There is two type of law book. क्या होता है? एक लीगल लॉ बुक होता है, एक स्पिरिचुअल लॉ बुक. legal law and spiritual should go parallelly. Legal law should be follow spiritual law. तो आध्यात्मिक का जो स्पिरिचुअल लॉ है वही है बीआरएस रसामृत सिंधु है, क्योंकि जो लीगल लॉ वो है वो हम लोग का तो जो लीगल जो मैनेजमेंट का जो लॉ बुक जो लीगल लॉ बुक है वो उसका जो बैकबोन है बोल रहा है प्रोपात स्पिरिचुअल लॉ बुक है बोल रहा है। तो प्रोपात जाने के बाद थोड़ा जो लीगल लॉ बुक में बहुत ध्यान दे रहे थे तो स्पिरिचुअल में थोड़ा कम दे रहे थे, इसीलिए कुछ कुछ बिगड़ गए थे। इतना ही ध्यान है, इसीलिए हम लोग भी प्रोपात का जो कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट है इसको फॉलो करके जो तो बैलेंस करना है। प्रोपात वो भी स्ट्रिक्टली भी बोल के गया है क्या है कैसे all GBC members should strictly follow the standard of life, means Krishna conscious. For means chanting for a golden principle, Nam Jap, so that other are also following them. Then our center will be well managed. Our law book, बोलते हैं जो nectar of devotion. इसलिए प्रभुपाद के जो अवदान है, मतलब यदि प्रभुपाद ना हो तो की हो तो राधारो महिमा प्रेमेरो रससीमा जगते उपलब्धि कराइब के महाप्रभु जनाइब के प्रभुपाद हम लोग को उपलब्धि करने के लिए बहुत कुछ एक्सप्लेनरी मतलब उस एग्जाम्पल के माध्यम से हमको समझा के गया। जो प्रभुपाद अगर नहीं होता तो हम लोग गुरु महाराज को भी नहीं मिलता था, और गुरु महाराज के कृपा से ही प्रभुपाद को समझने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ तो थोड़ा बहुत समझ में आ रहा है, थोड़ा बहुत एकदम ड्रॉप ऑफ समुद्र का एक ड्रॉप का माफी। फिर भी वैष्णव का कुछ ग्लोरिफिकेशन करने के लिए हमको सुविधा दिया, क्यों वैष्णव का ग्लोरिफिकेशन करने से बोले भक्ति उदय होते हैं बोल रहे हैं, तो मैं उदय होने के लिए कुछ चांस दिया मालूम नहीं, मेरा आशा है बहुत सारे भक्त वैष्णव की कृपा से मेरा भी भक्ति उदय होके मैं हर एक को सेवा कर सकूं, एक कामना से। हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
हरे
Now I request Her Grace Devidasi Mataji from Vijayawada to speak. Hare Krishna Mataji. ओके, अमृता माता जी आप कह सकते हैं?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा माता जी।
Just a minute, प्रभु जी। प्रभु जी,
राधिका प्रभु जी आप सकते हैं।
Yes, राधिका प्रभु जी। प्रभु जी, if someone can tell, next I will do.
ओके माता जी। सुचित्रा माता जी। हरे कृष्णा सुचित्रा माता जी। else are there? पीताम्बर प्रभु जी, आप जयलक्ष्मी माता जी को कहिए वो रेडी होने के लिए। अभी
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु,
हरे कृष्णा माता जी कहिए।
आप हमें कही थी क्या?
हाँ माता जी, आप लोग प्रभुपाद का
हाँ हाँ, मतलब उसमें था। मुझे इतना बोलना नहीं आता है, फिर भी मतलब सभी को मतलब दंडवत प्रणाम है। मैं यही कहना चाहूंगी, मुझे मतलब प्रभुपाद को मैं मतलब किस थैंक्स देना चाहती हूँ। मतलब मेरा शब्द कम पड़ जाएगा उनको मतलब थैंक्स देने से, बहुत मतलब बहुत काफी है उनका। फिर भी जैसे हम लोग श्रीपाद महाराज का जो मिशन में हो, तो और जैसे नंबर 1 मतलब हमारा जो ये भागवतम क्लास जो होता है ना, इस क्लास का सभी मतलब को सबको महाराज हो, वैष्णव वैष्णवी जितने भी हो, सबको मेरा मतलब दंडवत प्रणाम है। क्योंकि ऐसा समय भी मेरा गया है कि ये भक्ति रूपी जो जीवन है, मतलब सांस बंद होने ही वाला था मतलब भक्ति में, लेकिन इस भागवतम क्लास के लिए मेरा मतलब जैसे तैसे सांस लेके मैं चल रही हूँ। इसलिए इस भागवतम ग्रुप का जो टीम है, उन सबको मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहती हूँ जो प्रभुपाद ने ऐसा दिया है। और दूसरा ये है कि श्रीपाद महाराज ने जो मतलब प्रभुपाद ने श्रीपाद महाराज को मतलब जो बीज उगाया है, भक्ति लता जो घास बनाया है श्रीपाद महाराज को, तो वो जो फल है, जितना श्रीपाद महाराज के शिष्य है सब, वो सब फल है। और वो सब फल को मैंने सखा है, और उसका बयां मैं मतलब बोल के नहीं कर सकती। जो मैंने खाया है उसको बोलेगा भी तो मैं बोल के नहीं समझा सकती। तो इसीलिए मतलब आगे भी हमें मतलब मरने मतलब भक्ति रूपी सांस जो है उसे बचा ही रखे, मतलब यही प्रार्थना है। और आप सबको आप आगे चलते रहे, मैं यही मतलब मेरी तरफ से आप लोगों के लिए प्रार्थना मैं करूंगी कि आप लोग ऐसे हम लोगों को चलाते लेके जाए। तो यही बोलना है, सबको धन्यवाद है। मतलब इतना मतलब भक्ति में ऐसा दिन भी गया है कि कभी कभार प्रश्न भी उल्टा पुल्टा कर देते हैं क्लास में, तो कभी मुंह पूरा मतलब ऐसा होता है। तो वही सबको धन्यवाद है मतलब, और प्रभुपाद को धन्यवाद है जो ऐसा संग दिया है। थैंक यू।
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और कोई है तो उधर हमारा भक्त लोग आपके साथ, वो लोग कभी अब बोल सकता है बोलने के लिए। ठीक है, तब तक हम आगे बढ़ेंगे। देवदासी माता जी। हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण। सब वैष्णव के लिए हमारा धन्यवाद प्रणाम। प्लीज एक्सेप्ट humble senses on occasion of the Srila Prabhupada's 120th birth anniversary. We thank Srila Sri Maharaj for giving us Srila Prabhupada. Whereas all of you, your case is different. All of you, through Prabhupada, you got Guru Maharaj. But our case in Vijayawada, it's totally different. That Guru Maharaj has gifted us this ISKCON here. Otherwise, we wouldn't have known what is ISKCON. Guru Maharaj personally came to Vijayawada after meeting my father at Hyderabad. And Maharaj has given us the bliss of Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, we wouldn't have known. In Vijayawada, we don't have ISKCON there. Even after so many years, still now, we don't have Pure Devotees Association. Guru Maharaj took a lot of risk for us. He came here to Vijayawada. Once he even got heart attack here. But we are unable to dedicate wholeheartedly to sons of Maharaj. I wholeheartedly beg all of your mercy so that I can serve Gurudev. Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj has given me instructions, still I was unable to follow. I beg on this auspicious day, Srila Prabhupada, please bless me so that I can fulfill Guru Maharaj's instruction. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If our Radhikapati Prabhu is there next to you, please request on behalf of us.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, Prabhuji is in some service. Prabhuji.
Right. Amritaji, I think you are ready, and people, I request all the people to be ready. I will take names, or if you are ready, please raise your hand so that we can save some time. Yes, Amritaji, please.
Pranam, all the Maharajas, devotees, and Hare Krishna to all of you. And योग्यता योग्यता नहीं है मेरी कुछ कह पाऊँ, but a simple and short offering to Srila Prabhupada in this special and auspicious day. Just I am offer a small poem for him. एक बूंद करे कैसे, एक बूंद करे कैसे सागर का बखान, एक बूंद करे कैसे सागर का बखान, फिर भी आज इस शुभ अवसर पर कुछ तो कहना है मुझे, ऐसा कहता है मेरा मन। क्या दिया है हमें शील प्रभुपाद जी ने, ये हम शब्दों से कैसे करे बयां। हाँ, ये हम शब्दों से कैसे करे बयां। अनंत समय से सोए हुए मनुष्य को जगाना चाहा उन्होंने और जगाया उन्होंने। खोल दिया वो दरवाजा जो हमें पहुंचा सकते हैं श्री राधा कृष्ण के चरणों में। और उन्होंने दिखाया हमें जीवन का सही लक्ष्य। जो शास्त्र थे एक रहस्य जैसे, उन शास्त्र को कितनी सहजता से हम सबके सामने ले आए ताकि हम सभी उसी से कुछ सीख सके, कुछ जान पाए। मन में तीव्र इच्छा अपने श्री गुरु के लिए अगर करने को कुछ हो, अगर तो आयु बाधा बन नहीं सकती, क्योंकि श्री राधा कृष्ण भी देते हैं साथ उनका। ये सिखाया हमें शील प्रभुपाद जी ने। सिंसियरिटी, डेडिकेशन, डिवोशन, डिसिप्लिन और कुछ कर गुजरने का पैशन। हाँ, कुछ कर गुजरने का पैशन क्या होता है, हर किसी को सही राह दिखाने का पैशन क्या होता है, अपने श्री गुरु के लिए कुछ करने का पैशन क्या होता है, ये हम सीख सकते हैं शील प्रभुपाद जी के जीवन से। उन्होंने दिया शील श्रीपाद, जिन्होंने दिया मुझे मेरे श्री गुरु। हाँ, इसीलिए मैं बहुत बहुत आभारी हूँ और भी शील प्रभुपाद जी की, क्योंकि अगर जीवन में ना आते मेरे श्री गुरु तो जो रोशनी शील प्रभुपाद जी पहुंचाना चाहते हैं वो रोशनी कभी पहुंच ना पाती मुझ तक। इसलिए कहते हैं मेरे श्री गुरु कि शील प्रभुपाद जी कभी जा नहीं सकते। वो ऐसा नहीं कि कल थे और आज नहीं है, वो हमेशा है। हर एक शिष्य के लिए अपने श्री गुरु में हर एक शिष्य अपने श्री गुरु में शील प्रभुपाद जी की छवि देख सकता है। तो ये है शील प्रभुपाद जी का कारवां, जो शुरू तो हुआ है पर कभी खत्म नहीं होता है। इट्स ए नेवर एंडिंग। So I am very honored that I speak in this special. I can speak in this special moment. Thank you all of you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you. That's so nice. Kiran Baradia Mataji. Hare Krishna. Neil Madhu Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Yeah. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Sripad Maharaj. All glories to Srila Gurudev. Hare Krishna. We just like to humbly pray to Srila Prabhupada, so to kindly bless us with enough humility and tolerance and enthusiasm and determination, patience to practice sincerity and sense of action for executing the divine instructions of our Srila Gurudev. And, yeah, this much for now. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Who else? Prabhu Vinodini Devidasi Mataji. Prema Vinodini Devidasi Mataji. Vradalila Devi Mataji.
हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna Mataji.
मैं हिंदी में इतना स्पष्ट मैंने बोल नहीं सकती हूँ, फिर भी मैं कोशिश करती हूँ। भक्त वैष्णव वैष्णवी शुक्र गुरु महाराज और माँ सबको हम दंडवत प्रणाम। मैं बोलना चाहती हूँ कि आज हम लोग इतना भाग्यशाली है जो आशीर्वाद मिला है, फिर भी कभी कभी भूल जाते हो कि संसार का ये क्या बोलूंगी नियम में ये कल तो हमको सिपट का हम सपना देखा है, सपना में आके हम बोला है हमको बोला है क्या हम अभी तुमको कुछ खिलाऊंगे, रेस्टोरेंट में ले जाऊंगे। मैंने बोला महाराज को सिपट नहीं आज कल तो जन्माष्टमी तो मैं बोला एकादशी प्रसाद तो रेस्टोरेंट में नहीं मिलेगा, हमेशा बोला तो सिपाही ने बोला तो फिर क्या करूं, तो मैं बोला हम घर में बना के मैं खिलाऊंगे। फिर सिपाही ने बोला अच्छा मैं तो इंग्लिश में मैं प्रवचन करती हूँ, क्लास देती हूँ, तुमको मालूम है ऐसा बोला। तो मैंने बोला इंग्लिश में हमको थोड़ा दिक्कत है, तो कोई ने हमको ट्रांसलेट करने से हमको अच्छा होगा ऐसा बोला था। सिपाही बोला अच्छा अच्छा फिर हम कोशिश करते ऐसा बोल के हम सपना टूट गया का। हम ऐसे तो हमको कोई तबलीग होने से हमको दिखा देता है हमको सिपाही हम दिन भर तो हमको इतना काम में हम व्यस्त हो जाता तो हमको इतना याद नहीं रहता, क्योंकि हमको क्यों कल हमको दिखाया, इसलिए हमको कल बहुत दुखी हुआ। तो मैं क्या बोलना चाहती हूँ सबको, हमको ये संग मिला है आप लोग को सबको भक्त, इसलिए मैं कोशिश करती हूँ, मैं प्रैक्टिस करती हूँ, कोशिश मैं आप लोग को भी संग में दे सकूं, इसलिए हरे कृष्णा हम मैं बोल नहीं सकती हूँ। अच्छा, धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
हाँ
प्रीतम प्रभु जी, हमारा भक्त लोग उधर जो लोग है वो लोग रह सकते हैं, आप एक बार पूछ के बता दीजिए थोड़ा।
प्रभु थोड़ा समय रुकिए, वो लेकर आए माता जी बताएगा।
हाँ
हाँ थोड़ा 5 मिनट के बाद। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण।
काम कर रही है ना।
किरण बराड़िया माता जी। ओके, please be on hold. Our devotees from BI Vijayawada are getting ready.
राजापति प्रभु बोलो पुत्रा।
अभी कुछ
हरे
सेवा में है बोल रहे हैं माता जी। दसी माता जी अभी राधिकापति प्रभु फ्री हो गया तो हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, दंडवत।
Shall I start प्रभु जी?
यस प्रभु जी।
ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। विजयतिनिवनविष्टं स्थापयामि नमोऽस्तुते स्वयं गदामह्यं ददा सवदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं चेतमतलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनं सहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगन्नाथ वैष्णव राधा कृष्ण श्री हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे ओम ज्ञानादिमस्ज्ञानादिशलाय तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपश्चाय भूतले देवत्यास्तेदाय नमः। शिवाय कृष्णपश्चाय भूतले देवते स्वरूप दामोदर स्वामी नाम नयनम साधुत्मनि मन पर्यंत वाजाओ
प्रभु जी वीडियो ऑन कीजिए ना।
जाने दे नमः। शिवाय कृष्णपश्चाय भूतले Swashagotra. Namaste Sarve Bhagavan Nirvishe Srimad Bhacharya Swami. Hare Krishna, I am a very unqualified, insignificant devotee to glorify Srila Prabhupada. So anyway, for my purification, I have to glorify Srila Prabhupada on his 25th our birthday. First of all, let me wish my devotional service to be more I'm requesting Srila Prabhupada to wish me in this devotional service till my last breath. On this auspicious occasion, I'm very unqualified. Actually, I got Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada has given, you have given a good philosophy, books and deities, temples and everything. So you built a house and in which the whole world can live. But I am unable to do my devotional service without the association of devotees. And on this auspicious occasion, Srila Prabhupada, I am requesting you to bless with me, always with me, always with the association of devotees. And I request Srila Prabhupada to attach to my Guru Maharaj to continue your mission scientific teaching. And on this auspicious occasion, I request our BA Vijayawada also be in scientific spirit, and we also promote science and spirituality with your divine vision. And please bless us in Guru Krishna Seva, and we may continue this devotion service with the association of devotees, and all our Vijayawada devotees be blessed on this important mission, scientific mission, and be attached with our Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Dhanavad Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, thank you. सीतामढ़ Prabhuji, हमारा जयलक्ष्मी माता जी का।
हरे कृष्णा। अरे बोलो ना क्या है?
और कोई नहीं है माता जी, सब लोग का हो गया।
गोकुल प्रभु।
हरे कृष्णा। Meanwhile, let me make an announcement. Today evening, there is a session by our BI Bhubaneswar. Let me share my screen, just a second. Yeah. So it is understanding the broader vision of Srila Prabhupada. In one sense, you can say it as that. And the presenter for this talk is our Dharmaraj Prabhu from IIT BHU. So we recommend all the people here and we request all the people here to attend this so that we can get to know the broader vision of Srila Prabhupada, and it is from our Sripad Maharaj's understanding and one of the articles from one of our publications. जयलक्ष्मी माता जी, अगर आप रेडी है तो शुरू कर सकते हैं.
Super. Ready. On कर रखा है आपने. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Yeah. From our Sevarpanam, I would like to repeat few sentences what our Sripad Maharaj has said in Vyaspuja offering for Srila Prabhupada. So Sripad Maharaj is saying that Prabhupada is a champion in every aspect of transcendental activities. That we have already seen what are all the activities of Srila Prabhupada from our previous glorifications. And Srila Prabhupada is even more magnanimous than Lord Chaitanya. It was he who crossed the oceans and mountains, sacrificing all personal comforts at such advanced age to distribute freely the Golokera Pramadana to everyone all over the globe for the welfare of all. And even what are all the activities that Srila Prabhupada has done for this, we have already seen from starting, or Srikant Prabhupada has said. And Srila Prabhupada was compassion personified. Was compassionately Srila Prabhupada has brought down the standards at our comfort level so that we can do or we can practice the devotional service. It was he who followed in the footsteps of Narada Muni. It was he who followed in the footsteps of Prahlad Maharaj. It was he who followed the propensities of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It was he who followed in the footsteps of 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. It was he who fulfilled the desires of Bhaktivinoda Thakur for spreading this Krishna consciousness. It was he who held all his life and soul in the orders of his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and carried them out without the slightest tinge of personal motivation. His unlimited courage and glories cannot be described fully by any form of expression. So, and I personally believe that true glorification is actually doing what they want us to be. So I pray at the lotus feet of all the acharyas, Srila Sripad, and especially Srila Prabhupada ji on this occasion to give that strength so that we can act in such a way that we can please them. Hare Krishna. Mataji, please. Hare Krishna, Mataji. possible, you can speak 2 words. Not then. पीताम्बर जी, आप थोड़ा एक छोटा सा कीर्तन कीजिए, जिससे
हाँ
हम खत्म करें.
हाँ. हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम हरे राम हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम हरे राम जय हरिनाम संकीर्तन के श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय
फ्रेंड्स डे महामहोत्सव की
जय.
आई गौरव प्रेमानंदे
हरे हरे बोल.
हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा माता जी।
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन स्वयं रूपधरामेन्द्रं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च भक्तानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा। पहले आप सभी को हमारा ओरिजिनल दादाजी का 125 जन्मतिथि का शुभकामना है। हरे कृष्णा। दंडवत प्रणाम श्रील ऋषिपाद श्रील प्रभुपाद। आपका पहले मैं बोल रहे हैं 125 जन्मतिथि का शुभकामना है प्रभुपाद जी। आपका बारे में बोलने के लिए मुझको योग्यता नहीं है। ये कलयुग में पूरी तरफ से इतना कंफ्यूजन है, पूरा वो है ये सब, ये इतना कंफ्यूजन में हमको दिशा निर्देशन करने के लिए आप आके भगवत गीता यदा तदम की तरफ से दिशा निर्देशन किया और पूरा दुनिया में कृष्ण चैतन्य को अच्छी तरफ से प्रचार करके हमारा जैसा मालिन्यों को भी आप शिष्य परमाणु बना दिया। ये कृष्ण चैतन्य अच्छी तरफ से मेधावी वर्गों में भी प्रचार करने के लिए आपने भक्ति वेदांता ट्रस्ट बना दिया। भक्ति वेदांता ने दे दिया उसको, हमारा गुरु महाराज को डायरेक्टर बना के अच्छी तरह से भक्ति वेदांता इंस्टीट्यूट की जैसा इंस्टीट्यूट में हमको भी थोड़ा सा प्लेस दे दिया। ये सब आपका मेर्सी है प्रभुपाद। तो काली आपका कृपा से ऐसा गुरु महाराज हमको मिला, आपका कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद है दादाजी। आपको बार बार मैं धन्यवाद बोल रही है, ऐसा गुरु महाराज को हमको दे दिया ना, इसलिए आपको बार बार धन्यवाद बोल रही है। हमारा पूरा जीवन गुरु महाराज का फुटस्टेप्स फॉलो करने के लिए मेरा और मेरा फैमिली और मेरा पूरा गुरु भाइयों को अच्छी तरफ से आप आशीर्वाद देना है प्रभुपाद जी। हम सबको भक्ति और शक्ति और आपका आशीर्वाद चाहिए। बीए में अच्छी तरफ से सेवा करने के लिए हमको बार बार मांगती हूँ मैं आपका आशीर्वाद और भक्ति और शक्ति। ये महाराज प्रभुपाद जी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रील गुरु महाराज की जय। हरे कृष्णा। बार बार मैं धन्यवाद बोल रही है प्रभुपाद। हरे कृष्णा। जय गुरुदेव। दंडवत प्रणाम सबको, दंडवत प्रणाम। ये अवकाश मुझको दिया ना महाराज, आपको और सभी डिवोटीज को मेरा प्रणाम, दंडवत प्रणाम। हरे कृष्णा। थैंक यू सो मच।
हरे कृष्णा। We have with us His Grace Ram Vijay Prabhu. Ram Vijay Prabhu ji, please.
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितान्येन श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापेन भूतले स्वयं रूपगदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So today, at the lotus feet of my great and revered grandfather, Srila Prabhupada, I would like to glorify him by taking permission from my revered spiritual master and father, Srila Sripad. So, Bhaktivedanta Institute, Srila Prabhupada established this institute, and this institute is probably made for very few people who actually engage in that type of service that requires a scientific exposition of Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita has been my Bible from my Kanpur days when I met both the Maharajas and we had very good association. And it still remains my Bible. So thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for giving this great book, Bhagavad Gita, which is my every day and every night and every morning. I relish it so nicely. Thank you so much. And definitely the connection between scientific presentations and Srila Prabhupada's books have been nicely presented by our Guru Maharaj. So I always felt the challenge as your grandson to connect these two. Srila has already given all these things nicely in his books. But when it comes to presentation, when it comes to building a course, when it comes to building a thread that connects all these three, science, philosophy, and spirituality, with a lot of explanation, then definitely that challenge existed before all of us. And to a certain extent, through your mercy and through the mercy of Srila Sripad, it has been fulfilled. So this is the age of science and technology, as Srila Prabhupada rightly pointed to Srila Sripad. And this age of science and technology requires a scientific direction for our approach of Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, this movement will be considered to be a religious movement, not a scientific movement, not a philosophically mature way of approaching it. That's why Srila Prabhupada time and again emphasized upon BI. So I am very thankful to Srila Prabhupada for giving this very dear institute to my heart, BI. And every day my service only managed with a great prayer and a humble prayer to Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet. And I'm so thankful to him for making my life so blissful every moment in my life. And reading Prabhupada books has become like a tapasya, has been an austerity. And day in and day out, every moment, contemplating on what Srila Prabhupada wanted through the BI mission. If I am able to render little seva through the course mission for Srila Prabhupada's glorification, we'll be very happy. So this course mission started the diploma in science and spirituality this year. We have offered it to Srila Sripad, and through him we are offering it to Srila Prabhupada, because we can only offer to Srila Sripad, who will in turn offer it to Srila Prabhupada. This is the parampara. And we have to slowly percolate into the scientific community with the mood and vision of Srila Sripad. That is, having good purity of Krishna consciousness in our day-to-day life, and at the same time not wasting even a moment in the service of Srila Prabhupada through his mission of DI. The mood of Srila Prabhupada is unique. The mood of Srila Sripad is unique. And this indicates that we should simply continue in our seva, ignoring the help, ignoring or demanding the help and assistance from others. So I pray to Srila Prabhupada and also to Guru Maharaj to kindly give me that strength to serve their mission in a single-handed yet humble way. That is the most important, because single-handed way of working always gives pride and arrogance. So I always pray again and again to make me a humble instrument in their service. This BI mission is very special. If I remember my god brother Sitanath Prabhu, who is definitely with Srila Sripad at this moment, he always conveyed us that only for Srila Sripad, Prabhupada gave this mission of BI. So if we have to represent the BI, then we have to be like Srila Sripad. We have to respect every living being. We have to respect every other religion or religious following. We have to respect even an atheist. We should always be humble. We should always have the saintly qualities. And at the same time, we should not even bend even 1% away from the teachings and writings of Srila Sripad. So I would say that this year is also very special. The 84th appearance day, year of Srila Sripad, and 125th appearance of Srila Prabhupada. Two things I always flash in my memory whenever I commit to my seva. Two things flash in my memory. One is Srila Prabhupada's letter to Guru Maharaj, which Srila Prabhupada said that this mission of the BI is for those who are not entering our temples. The subject matter of BI will not be different from what is being conveyed in his book. So this is very important. Both are important. Our target is not temples. Our target is colleges, universities, schools. And if we have to glorify Srila Prabhupada, we have to follow his instructions as it is to Guru Maharaj. And second thing is the subject matter of BI should not be different from what is being conveyed in his book. So that is pure devotion to Krishna. So this pure devotion to Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna, how to present it scientifically? Guru Maharaj already gave us his wonderful books. But today, the age of reading books is gone. The age of discussions, the age of conferences, the age of workshops, the age of courses, the age of interactive way of audio books, the way of videos, short videos. This is the way the generation is moving out. And I humbly pray to Srila Sripad, Guru Maharaj, that please empower all his loyal servants to get all the necessary intelligence and knowledge to prepare the mission in this regard. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada's Bhaktivedanta Institute mission ki jai. All glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Srila. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for joining. Yeah, Shyam Kishore Prabhu, by any chance, did you gain any strength to speak? Okay. Yeah, if not, then maybe we can conclude for the day. And we request all the people to join evening session, which I have shared. Let me share it again. Yeah. It is from 6 to 7:30. The Zoom ID and passcode I will share it in our Bhagavatam group. So please try to join this as well. Hare Krishna. Respect Maharaj, shall we wind up or?
Yes, Prabhuji. कर सकते हैं. Thank you all for bringing the memories, our indebtedness to Srila Prabhupada, his unlimited mercy upon us. So thank you all for joining, and we'll see tomorrow morning, and those who are able to join, please join our glorification in the evening from Bhubaneswar Center.
Hare Krishna. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Dandavat pranam. Srila Prabhupada Avirbhav Mahamahotsav ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Bhakta Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hope to see you in the evening program, and we will definitely meet in tomorrow morning program. Hare Krishna.